In this video, we will be reviewing the concepts that were on your Unit 3 Anchor project. You can complete this video and get up to 50 points back. Let's get started. Alright, so first thing here we have is we need to explain to somebody how we would find a unit rate. But first thing we need to remember is what a unit rate is. A unit rate is a rate of 1 unit. For instance, if you go to a grocery store and you buy a 12-pack of soda, what would the cost of just 1 pack of soda be? So let's take a look at what that would look like. All right, so first thing we need to fill in, a unit rate is a rate of 1. So let's write that down, a rate of 1. Oops. Again, a rate of 1 unit is what we want. So let's make an example. Say we buy a 6-pack of soda, and we want to know what is the cost of 1. So first thing we need to do is pick a price. I'm going to pick a price that is a multiple of 6. So I'm going to do $6.36. Because both of those numbers are a multiple of 6. So when we divide, we know that it will come out nice and easy. What is the cost of 1 soda? All right, so let's write down our information. We have $6.36 for 6, but we want to know the cost of 1. How would I go from 6 cans to 1 can? That is right, we would divide by 6. Now we need to do $6.30 divided by 6, because if we divide the number of cans by 6, we also have to divide the price by 6. All right, let's do this mentally in our head. $6 divided by 6 would be $1. And now let's divide the cents. 36 cents divided by 6 would be 6 cents. So it would be $1.06 for 1 can of soda. This is because $6.36 divided by 6 is $1.06. Therefore, my response is $1.06 per can. Remember, that word per means for 1. All right, let's keep moving. How would you explain to someone how to use a unit rate to solve another problem? All right, let's take a look. I'm going to still use the $6.36 for 6 cans. And then I'm going to ask myself, let's make up a number. What is the cost of 8 cans? All right, we know that we cannot directly go from 6 cans to 8 cans. So we need to stop in the middle. We know that $6.36 for 6 cans, if I divide that by 6 to get the cost of 1 can, is $1.06. We used that on the previous slide. But now we don't want the cost of 1 can, we want the cost of 8 cans. How would I go from 1 can to 8 cans? That's right, I would multiply by 8. If I multiply the number of cans by 8, I also need to multiply the price by 8. $1 times 8 is $8. 6 cents times 8 is 48 cents. So it would be $8.48. I'm sorry, so it should say the cost of 8 cans of soda is $8.48. This is because $6.36 for 6 is $1.06 for 1 times 8 is $8.48. Therefore, my response is $8.48 for 8 cans. right, let's keep going. How would you explain to someone how to compare two prices? All right, so let's make up a price for store A. Let's do for 4 cans. At store A, and again, I'm going to pick multiples of 4. It cost $8.24 for 4 cans. And again, I know that 8 and 24 are multiples of 4, so when I divide, it's going to be nice and easy. At store B, it cost, let's say, $12.36 for 6 cans of soda. Again, I know that 12 and 36 are multiples of 6, so that's why I picked $12.36. What store has the better deal? So we need to figure out which store has the better price of 1. All right, so again, at store A, we know that it is 8. Well, I don't know why this is doing this right here. Technical difficulty, give me 1 sec, there we go. Okay, back in action. Okay, so again, we know that for store A, it is $8.24 for 4 cans. So we want to find the cost of 1 can. And that means we're going to need to do what? To go from 4 cans to 1 can. That's right, we divide by 4. If we divide the number of cans by 4, we have to divide the price by 4. $8.24 divided by 4 is $2. And then 24 cents divided by 4 is 6 cents. So at store A, it's $2.06 for 1. Now at store B, it's $12.36 divided by 6. And we want to go to the cost of 1, so we're going to need to divide by 6. $12 divided by 6 is $2. Actually, I did a bad here. 36 cents divided by 6 is 6 cents. So actually, in this case, they would be the same cost. And I'm sorry that 6 just came out so weird. They would be the same deal because they're each $2.60 and 6 cents for 1. So we're going to say the better deal is none. This is because they cost the same for 1. All right, let's keep moving. How would you explain to somebody how to go from ounces to pounds? So first thing we need to do is know that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Let's pick a number. Let's say 5 pounds. So how many ounces are in 5 pounds? There are 16 ounces in 1 pound, but we want to go to 5 pounds. So to go from 1 pound to 5 pounds, we multiply by 5. 16 ounces times 5 is 80 ounces. Because if we multiply the pounds by 5, we have to multiply the ounces by 5. So there is the number of ounces in 5 pounds is 80. This is because 16 ounces for 1 pound times 5 is 80 ounces for 5 pounds. Therefore, my response is 80. All right, let's keep going. All right, so now we're into percentages. How would you explain to someone how to find the following benchmark percentages? All right, let's find the percentages of 20. So first thing we need to do is how do we find these percentages? To get 1%, 1% is 1 out of 100. So what we would do is divide by 100. So 20 divided by 100 would be 0.2, because when you divide by multiples of 10, you simply scoop the decimal point. So 20 divided by 10 would be 2, then by 100 would be 0.2 or 0.2. All right, now let's find 10%. 10% is the same as 1/10, so we're going to divide by 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2, so 10% of 20 would be 2. Now 20%, we're going to take 10% and then multiply that by 2 to get 20%, because 20% is double 10%, so we're going to multiply by 2. So 20 is 10% times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so 20% of 20 is 4. Now let's do 25%. We know that 25% is a quarter, so we're going to divide by 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So a quarter or 25% of 20 is 5. Now let's do 50% or 1/2. Again, 50% is equal to 1/2, so we divide by 2. So half of 20 is 10, or 20 divided by 2 is 10. Now I get 75%. 75% is the same as 3/4, which is 1/4 times 3, or 25% times 3. So first thing we're going to do is get 25%, which is 4, times 3, which would give you 12. So 75% of 20 is 12. Oh, sorry, 25% would be 5. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Times 3 would be 15. I knew something was wrong there. So 25%, 75% would be 15, because 25% is 5. Multiply that by 3 to get 15. All right, let's keep going. How would you find any percentage of a number? So I'm still going to use 20. How would I find 8% of 20? What we're going to do is we're going to find 1%, and then we're going to multiply that by 8, because we know that 1% to 8% would be times 8. 1% of 20 is 0.2, which we already found out on the last slide because we divide by 100. Now times 8. 8% is 2 times 8 is 16. Move your decimal is 1.6. Sorry for the sloppy handwriting. This writing tool is not fun. Again, so to get a percent of any number, you find 1%, then multiply by 8 to get 8%. So 8% of 20 is 1.6. This is because 1% is 0.2 times 8% is 1.6. Therefore, my response is 1.6. All right, let's keep moving. How would you explain to someone how to find a part given a whole in percent? Okay, so first off, let's look at in math class, some percent of students are from Westfield. If there are this many students in class, how many are from Westfield? All right, I'm going to pick 25 students for the whole because I know that we can get to 100 from that. Because the whole, we need to multiply to get to 100. All right, and then I'm going to say 20% of students are from Westfield. If there are 25 students in the class, how many are from Westfield? So let's set up our problem. We know that a percent over 100 is a part over whole. All right, so 20% is 20 out of 100. And the 25 students in class is going to go on the bottom because the whole goes on the bottom. Now we need to think 100 divided by 4 is 25. So if we divide the bottom by 4, we also need to divide the top by 4. 20 divided by 4 would give us 5. So it would be 5 out of 25 students. This is because 20 over 100 divided by 4 is 5 out of 25. So therefore my response is 5 students are from Westfield. Because 20 out of 100, to go down to 25, you would divide by 4 because 4 25s make 100. And then 5 out of 25 would be your answer. All right, let's keep moving. How would you explain to someone how to find a whole given a part in percent? So now we're finding a whole because we have a part. All right, on a soccer team, 25% of players scored a goal. I'm just gonna I'm making up 25%. If, let's say 6 players scored a goal, how many are on the team? We know that 25% is 1/4. So I'm gonna write that, 1 out of 4. Oh, sorry about that. This drawing tool, again, is not working with me well. 1 out of 4 is 6 out of something. We put the 6 players on top because those are only the ones that scored. We want to find the total number of players. All right, so how do we go from 1 to 6? That's right, we multiply by 6. 4 times 6 is 24 players. So there are 24 players on the team. This is because 25% is 1 out of 4 times 6 is 6 out of 24. Therefore, my response is 24 players. All right, let's keep moving. All right, last slide. How would you explain to someone how to find a percent given a part in a whole? All right, I'm gonna say you got 18 out of 20 questions on a quiz. What percent did you get? All right, so we know we got an 18 out of 20, and we want to find a percent. So we want to find a number out of 100. All right, we know that first we need to figure out how do we go from 20 to 100. That is correct, we multiply by 5. So if we multiply the bottom by 5, we need to multiply the top by 5. 18 times 5 gives us 90. So we got a 90% on the quiz. This is because 18 out of 20 times 5 is 90 out of 100. Therefore, my response is 90%. Again, because when we're looking for a percent, we want a number out of 100. All right, this is going to conclude our project makeup video. Again, as long as you have been answering the questions, you will get points back on your project. Thank you. Have a great day.